Hello, welcome back. I'm making these videos because I was really excited to see the structure of Matthew. I'm someone who loves reading the Bible and I love story structure as well. So if you're someone who loves that too, I would love to meet you, connect with you. Drop me a comment. So this last video was all about the overture, the beginning, the overview of the book, and we saw that Jesus could be thought about in three categories: the son of Abraham, the son of David, and the son of those who are in exile. In this video, we're going to look at some of the prophecies, not just two, that I think some of the prophecies can fit into these categories. So in his early life, in the book of Matthew, as it was described, there were lots of places where Matthew says this was to fulfill the prophecy. This was to fulfill what was said by the prophet. This was to fulfill the scriptures, basically. So we're going to look at what those are and how they fit into those categories that we looked at in the last video. So the first place is when Jesus was born. One of the prophecies are the virgin will conceive and give birth to a son. They will call him Emmanuel. And Emmanuel means God with us. And so this is a picture of God with his people. And that relates to Abraham. It's being a child of Abraham. It's being one of God's people when God is with you. So that's the first one. The second one that we'll look at talks about Jesus being David's son. So it says, "But you, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, are by no means least among the rulers of Judah, for you will shepherd the people of Israel." So Jesus, as was prophesied to be born in Bethlehem, which is David's town. So he is David's son, and that's what that prophecy says. The next one refers to slavery, because remember, Jesus was the son of those who were exiled into slavery. So there are a few places that kind of talk about this. There was one where Herod was going to kill all of the children under 2 because he didn't want anyone to take over his rule. So he was going to do that, which is a horrible thing. But the angel told Joseph to take Jesus and Mary and to flee into Egypt. And that was to fulfill a prophecy, "Out of Egypt I called my son." Now, if you remember, they were in slavery in Egypt, and God called them out of that slavery. So there's that picture of slavery there. Also, a picture of oppression and opposition comes in the next prophecy, which is kind of like slavery as well, but it's opposition. So this was when Herod killed all the people under 2, all the kids under 2, and it says, "A voice is heard in Ramah, in a weeping and great mourning, Rachel weeping for her children and refusing to be comforted because they are no more." This is a horrible grief of Rachel weeping and mourning for her children. And that is a picture of the exile, because God's people were no longer his people and they were no longer in his land. They were just not anything. They were slaves in exile. So this is a picture of exile. Then we have an extra verse where it talks about, so God is coming to save. So remember, we had those 3 categories: Abraham, David, exile, and then after that we have the Christ. So the Christ comes, and so we see a prophecy for John the Baptist, who is preparing the way. So there's a prophecy that talks about the one that John refers to as himself, A voice of one calling in the wilderness, prepare the way for the Lord, make straight the paths for him. So this is something unexpected, that we're thinking of these categories. We're thinking of son of Abraham. We're thinking of son of David. We're thinking of son of the exile. And then we have this prophecy, God is coming. So that is pretty fascinating. I actually have some more washing to fold, so I will need to do another video for this. I'll see you in the next one.